Hey, good morning, Neil. Jonathan, how's everybody doing? Okay, so let's see how it's going. Can you hear me okay out there? I just didn't know whether or not the audio was working properly. It's just such it's the weather is such a mess here. Can you hear me okay out there? Okay, so I guess it's working. Everything's up and running. So who would like to be first to join me here on the panel? I'll leave it up to you guys. Saturday mornings are usually kind of slow anyway, so I'm not going to take it personally, but uh, the thought has crossed my mind that maybe it's coming to an end as far as me doing live streams, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that works out. Is there anybody else on right now? Let's take a look. I don't think so. One doesn't know. I went over and looked on my other computer. I don't see anybody else live right now. So it really is kind of bad out. Um, I've been having a little bit of trouble with this computer. It keeps logging me out of my Wise cameras. And then when I try to go back in again, it it won't let me sign in. So I don't know what's going on there. But as you can see down in the water, it's kind of a nasty little dreary day down there. And we're supposed to continue to get snow and ice for the next several days. He's talking about 7 days of this kind of weather. So don't know. There's a Teeny Martini Bar. We haven't been there in a while. Eleven people are watching that. The Teeny Martini Bar down in oh man, St. Augustine, Florida. I think the weather's halfway decent down there. Could be wrong. The good morning, Ed Hessick. How you doing? Yeah, the weather just is not cooperating here, and it doesn't look like it's going to be good weather for doing anything for the next week. And today being the 13th, and on Monday, the locks officially close. I don't think they're going to change that. The other interesting thing I saw was the NFL, the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs are playing today in a playoff game. And or tomorrow. Is it today or tomorrow? Anyway, they're going to, and it's an outdoor, and it's going to be sub-zero, and they're going to play anyway. They decided they're going to play anyway. You would think they'd move it to an indoor arena, but yes, Ed, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, Neil, Kansas City is that that game is today, right? Tonight. Okay. Hey, Smoking, good morning. Yeah, we're under all kind of winter advisories as well. Um, good morning, Corey. Yeah, Smoking's getting hammered too. The the winter advisory here goes for several days. When they did the weather on the news, they talked about snow, ice, snow, ice, snow, ice, day after day after day after day, all the way through next weekend. So yes, it is very windy. We have gusts up to 45 miles an hour with a constant wind speed of around 20 to 25. So yeah, all of my doors are whistling, which is normal for a high wind. Right, Mia? You're a good girl. Yes, you are. She went out this morning and went and did a quick loop and then came right back in. I don't think there's anything going on in marine traffic. The I know there were several ships that were parked out here off of off of Sarnia in Lower Lake Huron, and I see that the American Mariner is heading for Indiana Harbor, and it left, and so did the Defiance. It headed up, but we still have the Sam Loud and the Algoma Intrepid are anchored out in the anchorage just north of Sarnia, Lake Huron. Nothing else moving that I can see. They were anchored out there ever since yesterday. Wanted to weather out the storm, I guess. Little Amalora, hey, how you doing? Oh, Lake Placid didn't get that much. Okay. Yeah, it's I'll show you the weather right now. Currently, this is the weather radar for Port Huron. Port Huron is the blue dot. Doesn't mean it's just Port Huron. Let's see how that storm, which way it's going. I'll put it into motion. Yeah, we're supposed to get quite a bit of snow. And it'll let up here at about 3 o'clock or so. But that's 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and that's 3 p.m. right there. So it kind of lets up. Quite a storm. And the sad part of it is, let me go back here and screen share this again because I'll give you an overall look of what's going on. I guess these storms are pretty much stacked up. There's the big storm up there. Get this out of the way. It's quite a storm. Goes all the way down to Florida. And out to the west, there's a couple of more storms are heading for the west coast. Jonathan, how you doing? Yep. So yeah, the weather is not cooperating too much with anybody. It has a mind of its own, as they say. I'm gonna pitch a little few peanuts here. I'll be right back. Don't go away. My little squirrely buddies are out there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get hooked up with one of our computer experts and figure out why this computer doesn't want to show my Wise cams. I go to sign in and it wants me to sign in, and I go back to the sign in code that I have recorded and it says invalid. And I can't figure it out. I've gone over and over. In fact, I got it to work one day. And then, of course, the next thing you know, it reset itself and wants me to sign in again. Yeah, I'm glad everybody's meeting up and getting a chance to see each other. We're going to stay on as long as everybody wants me to. It might be a short day. The weather is not cooperative here on my end as far as uh, getting anything done, but it is what it is. Well, the thing of it is, Jonathan, I don't know if I can show you guys or not, but it just doesn't like anything. And the other thing is too, is I'm pretty screwed up. I got all these passwords written down in this book. And it's getting so that you can't read the damn thing. Every time something changes, you know? But let's see. Let's see if I can show you guys what's going on. Because I have to use BlueStacks on this. And here is my Wise, and it wants to get started. So when I click on it, nothing happens. I'm not a new user. Select what image? For what? So anyway, I know it's me. I know I've got an issue with the whole process. So let me close BlueStacks and come out of here. Okay, so you got to click on everything that's got bikes. See, I didn't get an explanation for that. So if you guys don't mind, I'll try it again and you guys can kind of try and help me. Let's see. We go down here and click this. Do this. Select all the ones that have motorcycles. What? Sorry for making this such an ordeal, but I gotta find my Gmail password. Which I can't find it. Wrong password. That's why I say I'm so screwed up on this whole thing that I can't figure it out. And I don't know, it's my age or what it is, but I get so damn frustrated by the whole process. I can't find a password. So anyway, I have not a clue what my Gmail password is. So, what's everybody's plan for the weekend? I know that up in my area, the plan is to just pretty much snuggle down and don't do anything. Oh, dance class. Okay. Okay, I tried it again the old way, and it seems to have I have gotten in. So let me do a screen share. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but that's my outside cameras. There's out the front. There's the driveway. There's the north side of the house. That's where my tenant parks his car. There's the driveway again. That's my garage. It's looking south. There's my backyard. There's my garage. There I am. There I am again over here. And this is where my pupper dog likes to lay out there and look out the windows. And that's my kitchen. So somehow or another, I don't know whether you guys brought me luck or what it was, but we got her done. Good morning. Arizona Street Media. Hi, Marshall. How are you? Jonathan, we're doing good. How you doing? I hope Jonathan is asking everybody to find out what you all been up to. We're starting the weekend. I don't know, Jonathan. How's the weather where you are? As you can see, it's snow going across past the front of the auto camera. Oh, Marshall's got warm weather down in the southeast US. All right, Marshall. Yeah, it's 27, feels like almost sub-zero here today because of the wind and everything. And we're supposed to get more snow. Don't know what Laura's up to. Yeah, and so there is no shipping going on right now. Let me pull up the marine traffic, show you what's going on in the lakes. Here's the marine traffic map. These ships down here, this is Lower Lake Huron. This is where I am. Not much going on the lakes. Um, these ships were anchored until this morning out here with these ships. The Intrepid, the Sam Love, the Defiance, and the American Mariner were all, the Joyce Van Ankerborg were anchored out here. They weren't going anywhere. Simply because of the weather. The American Mariner is headed towards Indiana Harbor. It's doing 11.9 knots. And so the route it's going to take is it's going to go up over and around here, down here to Indiana Harbor, which is down here where a lot of the ships are doing their winter layup. Indiana Harbor, right down here. And Lower Lake, Michigan. Superior, you got no activity. And you got no activity approaching the locks. Arthur M. Anderson says it's headed for Superior. He better get his butt up here and across through the Sioux locks because they're scheduled to be closed. These locks will be closed, locking you up or out of Lake Superior. The locks are to close on the 15th, which is Monday. Hey, there he is, Captain Joe.
No problem. Morning.
Good morning to you too, sir.
Well, I had 2 games yesterday.
Yeah, how did it go?
Well, I thought I had 1. I went there and I looked up and I noticed all it was JV playing. And then varsity played later. So the second game didn't start till like 7 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that wasn't fun.
They got smashed pretty good, did they?
Oh, no. Mandeville played a school called SSA, which is trying to think, it's Saint Scholastica, which is a academy, which is a Catholic school. And I kept looking back and I was saying, I can't remember them ever playing SSA in basketball. So I asked the coach and he said they hadn't played SSA in over 20 years. And I saw why last night. The JV team took the lead and let me get the exact scores for you. Let me pull it up. Yeah, the JV team into the first period was winning 14-0. Into the second period was winning 26-0. Into the third period was winning 36-0. And we're talking basketball.
So they beat Mandeville then?
No, Mandeville beat SSA.
Okay, SSA.
So they shut them out all the way through 3 quarters. SSA couldn't score a basket. The SSA they're only playing 6-minute periods. 5 minutes, 12 seconds left in the fourth period. SSA scored their first basket.
Oh, wow.
and the final score was 40-4. And 2 of those points were free throws.
Wow.
That's why SSA doesn't play Mandeville. So then the varsity girls played and into the first period 26-8. At halftime 40-22. At end of the third 58-29. Final score was 65-39.
That sounds like it almost wasn't worth them to go out there and play.
Well, they got some theories behind that. And that's what the coach was telling me. The reason they made that extra game this year with them is they work off of wins and losses for the playoffs, but they also look off of quality points. They call it power points. And SSA in their league will win 21 games. So if you beat the team with 20 games, you get some extra power points no matter what league you're in.
Ah.
If you lose to them, it doesn't hurt you because they win 20 wins. So this was a win. It helped both teams. Even though SSA lost, they're going to pull power points from Mandeville because Mandeville is almost at 20 games already. So it's going to help everybody in the playoffs no matter what. So what they're doing is they're padding the playoffs. That's what they're doing. But the first one was nothing pretty. These poor girls for SSA would be under the goal, and they have so much pressure on them. They was just throwing the ball straight up in the air, trying to get to the basket. It was the SSA parents that was sitting there. Nobody said anything. They were just sitting there shocked because they haven't seen a team like and Mandeville's JV team isn't that good.
Yeah.
They're good, but they're out of control. They haven't got that control yet. And Mandeville's varsity team, the 2 sisters, the 2 Benoit sisters, Hannah and Elena, they're the point guards coming up, and they've been playing together all their life. And you ought to see these 2 girls. I mean, Hannah will grab the ball and throw it behind her back to her sister across the court, knowing her sister's going to be there.
Wow.
It's just, and Hannah got an award last night. She hit the 1,000-point club. So she got hers last night. Her sister is, I'll put it this way. I was telling people before, you have Hannah, then you have Elena, then you have the younger sister, and I can't remember what her name is, or the younger brother. There's two brothers and three sisters all together. So there's
Now,
five kids.
when are the playoffs?
We got about another month.
Okay.
We got another month.
So
But,
this is just all leading up to the finale.
right, they're getting their spots now. They get the rest of this month, and then the playoffs start. But when you look at the hierarchy in that family, you got Hannah that's graduating this year, and she's already committed to college. She's real good. Then her sister, it's a sophomore, that's better than her,
Wow.
and is going to show everybody how much better she is. Then you got the younger sister that's coming into high school next year, that's going to start playing with her sister, is better than all of them. And then the brother that plays basketball for the boys, he's probably better. And then the youngest one, that not even in junior high yet, he's probably the best. But it was unique last night. It was a fun night.
Sorry about that. I had a phone call.
Wasn't all right. But there's five in the family, and the youngest brother that's just going into middle school is probably the best one of all of them. And he's out there between the periods, out there with the basketball, shooting top of the key, half court shots, and he comes up to about my waist. Kid is crazy. And he runs over by me to make sure I see him, so I take pictures. But Paul, I got one slap in the face last night. I really got my feelings hurt last night. My the softball coach, they made a change in softball this year, but it's a new coach. And I've been talking to him for 6 months about setting up the picture deck. And he told me, he said he's going to get with Booster Club because he handed it over to Booster Club. And I know all these parents because I've shot for them for years. He comes up to me last night and said, I don't know what to tell you. They scheduled another photographer to do team pictures.
Oh, wow.
I told him, I said, well, that kind of sucks. I said, because I go out to all the games. I work my schedule around their games in the heat, the rain, everything I go out to, and it's like I've canceled family events to be at their games to make sure they get their pictures, their tournaments and everything like this. I'm still be there, but it's not the point. The point is why did he not know about it? Why did they just arbitrarily book somebody they know? And what it is going to be a friend of the family. So I can do the pictures.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they're going to screw them up. They're going to screw them up.
Well, the thing of it is this is my suggestion, just stop going and let them screw them up and let them grovel back to you and say, hey, well, we made a mistake.
Well, it's not, and it's, I'm going to tell you the monetary value on it, my profit on softball is maybe $500. It's not a lot of money, but it's the principle. The principle, tell me that they're going to look for another photographer. Don't just, I'm already setting up I'm doing all the backgrounds. So I'm getting all the stuff ready.
Yeah.
So now that stops. And it's like, it doesn't take a lot to do. It's changing dates and changing things and changing a little tweak in the background. And
yeah.
But a lot of these girls, want the same background type picture for the 4 years showing the difference. So that's what I give a little bit change in it. It's like, but that opens me. It hurts and it doesn't hurt because that's money I count on to get me through to August.
Yeah.
Because that's the extra money I need in a month for a month bills. It's like, so I'm just going to do it a little bit different. I won't attend as many games this year. I'll attend some of the big ones, but I'm not going to go play. I'm not going to go to the ones where they play the schools where they're going to win in 3 innings.
Yeah.
And the tournament that I go to the whole weekend, I'll probably make 1 game. So the girls will get some pictures, but it's and then I'm gonna tell the girls, if you want me to take pictures of you, I'll tell the parents. So I'll get it a different way. I'll go in there and say, okay, this is the way it's going to be. If you want me to shoot pictures of your daughter the whole season, every picture I take of her you could have, I'll charge you $150. So if I get 6 of those, I made more anyway.
Yeah.
But it just makes me have to generate it a different way. And I'm going to hit basketball. I got all these courts sitting there and nobody buying the pictures, but they put them in the court, then they forget about it.
Yeah.
And then they put them in the court and they forget about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a special out that I charge $15 for the high resolution JPEG. That gives you the picture and you can do whatever you want with it. Put it anytime you want. You got the original. I think I'm going to put a special out there and put them for like because they'll buy the $10 prints. I think I'm going to put a special $10, right now through the month of February.
Right.
I probably generate more than I make. I'll figure a way to get it back. But it also makes me think about, well, maybe it's time to step away.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's time to just step away from it and just do the paper shots and be the paper guy. Where I go out there and like Bobby Gilboy came out the other night at the game I was shooting. He had to shoot the St. Paul side. He came out, shot 4 pictures and left.
Yeah. Well, it's like East Coast put in the chat. He says nowadays everybody thinks they're professional photographers.
You're right.
Trying to take money out of people's pockets.
Oh, you're right. When they see the pictures, they see the difference.
Yep.
And I sit there right at the baseline against the wall, 3 feet from the court, and I'm underneath the basket. And you come in and you dive, you driving for the layup or whatever. And as you're going up, I'm shooting 2 or 3 pictures. I want to see the parent do that. I got the facial expressions. I got everything else.
I got to pitch some peanuts. Be right back.
Pitch and peanut.
And my little squirrel buddies. My little squirrelies in a snowstorm, they depend on my peanut.
Would you?
Yeah. Well, it looks like, Joe, that you solved your printer problem because I see your printer's going all the time.
Oh yeah, the printer problem wasn't me solving anything. It was the printer.
Yeah, exactly.
I guarantee it was the other printer.
Because that printer is really doing a nice job.
Well, this one, I made that little case right here. That all the tools fit on top of it. It's got a little tray inside that holds all the nozzles and things. So that came out good. Everything I've printed so far has been Now that one did give me a little problem. I got midway into it, and the AI. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, East Coast, I agree with that. You just gotta, to any kind of a customer that Joe has, he needs to make sure that they understand that this is not just taking glamour shots at the mall, right?
Yeah,
Well,
the only issue I
it's not so much,
go ahead.
Jonathan, the issue isn't getting your customers back, is that the group of people have decided to go elsewhere for somebody to officially take photography.
And they didn't even tell the coach.
They didn't tell the coach, and it's probably somebody's kid or brother or nephew.
Because the Booster Club did it.
Yep.
See, last year, Kim, the coach, she grabbed me right during the playoffs, the Hannon tournament, and she said, "Let's set a date early January." I said, "Okay." The coach should have hands on it. And he told me, he said, "Man, I apologize." He said, "I didn't even know they had a schedule with another guy." He said, "But I'll get with you next year, like that, get you back."
Oh, so
You
in
know,
other words, he put you off for a year.
well, he said, "I gave them too much authority." He said, "Because I told him to take over some stuff because I was just getting into being their coach. Because he's also coaches on two other things. He's got his hands full. He's got the kid with like the autism type. It's not
Special
autism.
needs. Yep.
It's really special needs. And he has it's an autism tournament they have, and he sponsors it, and he's got a foundation. He's got but 90 things going on, and I understand it. And I had a feeling that he was giving them the reins on a lot of things, but I didn't think Booster Club was going to bounce me because I'm out there before the parents even get there half the time, and all of them talk so friendly, and like it's all right. I'm gonna still be there. They're not running me off because that means Monday I'm going to hit basketball because I'm baseball because they don't have a photographer yet. And I talked to the coach and I'm gonna go get with him and see what happens. I might pick up baseball. That's a bigger sport. And then guess what? Baseball game sometimes is on the other field as softball is playing. I'll be over at baseball.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's just sad the games that people play.
it's a principle. It's principle.
Yep. It's too bad.
I want to see the parents. I want to see a parent get that shot.
Yep.
You know, or a parent get this shot. Wait. Or a parent get that shot.
Yep.
You know,
Well, you've been a big influence on college basketball for these kids to get college scholarships.
you're right. Or a parent get that shot.
Yep.
You know, wait, let me show you the bet. Or that shot.
Fantastic.
That's just 50 years of experience.
Hey, Andrew, good morning.
Now I do have to watch this print. I'm printing. It's we are right now at 34 degrees, and it's going to go up to about 50, about 45 today, and this is going to be the high for the next couple of days, and then it's going to go back down again. Come Wednesday morning, we're supposed to be 15 degrees. Come Tuesday, we're supposed to have snow flurry, so we're supposed to get really some of the good weather. So I'm printing 3 ice scrapers right now, putting one in my car, one in my son's car, and one in his girlfriend's.
Ah,
But I got to watch this because I'm going to run out of black maybe, and I'm going to have to switch it. But I may just have enough on the spool. But I thought about it last night, and it really bothered me for a few minutes. And then the more I thought about it, I said, you know what? I know I could generate the difference. It's only 500, you know. It's not like it's a $5,000 deal. Not
right,
like football. In football, we're already talking about next year, and we're already talking about things he wants in the next couple of months that I've got to produce, and I'm the only one who can produce them because I have the pictures.
right,
When you have the monopoly on having the pictures for the big sports, you kind of tied into it because he wants to redo his whole locker room and put 16 by 20 prints up over the years of like 3 from each year for the last 10 years of the best players, the ones that have made names there. So he's going through the list now, and then we're going to make it's going to be about 42 pictures that we're putting up,
oh,
16 by
great.
20. Now the good news is I'm gonna make money on it, but I'm not gonna charge them an arm and a leg. I'm gonna probably make about $5 a piece just being nice, but it's not that bad, because that program supports me. It really does. That
Sure,
program, when football season comes, I make between 10 and 15,000 depending on the parents. That's why I'm out there and driving all the way up to the north and everything else because of the commitment they do and the commitment I do.
right,
I have 26 parents. Then I have the parents that like this year did not buy packages that are new to the program that have spent more money on pictures and say, oh, we're buying a package next year. Well, that's what our little wants you to do. Because that means I don't have to worry about printing anything. And then all you do is download your pictures. It doesn't do any extra work for me. So if I can get a lot of digital stuff, I'll rather digital. They want to print, I'll print them for them. And then if they want me to go through my lab, which will definitely be a better print, instead of me charging them $5 for a 4x6, they can get it for $250 since they're in the club, and I'm still making a lot of money on it.
right.
Justin asked me, he said, "How can I sleep?" That's because I charge $15 for an 8x10. It cost me $1.34. How can I sleep at night like that? I'm gonna say go buy it from another photographer around here that's one. See, and that's the other thing. I keep my prices lower. So if they got they got a photographer that's been trying to muscle in, I'll find out when the season starts, when posters go up, who it is. And if John jumped in the Stasi, they're gonna have him. They're gonna get tired of him because he makes inappropriate comments to the girls and everything else. He's just he'll be taking pictures of them when they're doing their poses and say, "Man, you look good, girl." He don't do that to a high school girl. He needs to have a principal here. That principal run him off campus. I had one of the girls last night that was there 2 years ago. She come running up out of nowhere, and I felt arms grab me from behind. And I was thinking, oh, who is this? I turned around, and it was Sammy. And she goes, I saw you, I had to come say hello. And she gave me a big old hug. And I said, boy, I'm glad you're not in high school anymore. I could hug you now.
Yeah, David, the Lions game is on Monday. A lot of people are looking forward to it.
That's weird. Monday. Usually they
Well,
do.
Monday night football.
Yeah, but usually in the playoffs, they get Monday just drops out. It goes Saturday and Sunday. They must be changing everything this year.
Well, they got a commitment from one of the stations, I'm sure, to make sure.
I think it's prime.
Monday night football, you know.
I think that's the prime video, the prime broadcast. Hey, Mark, I didn't pause the print. I just let it run last night, and it worked good. I monitored a couple of times while I was at the game, and it looked like everything was going, and it came out perfect.
Yeah, this printer is really makes a difference.
It's a direct drive. It doesn't have the gears yanking it. The hardest thing is when you put the filament in, getting it to make that first move. Because if it's not cut exactly right where it'll fit in there, you got to play with it, then cut it again.
Yeah, the Lions game actually is on Sunday. I just double checked. But it's going to be our Sunday is Monday.
Yeah.
So must be Sunday evening here. I think Sunday at 7:30.
That makes sense.
Hey, David, good to see you. Well, Joe, I think I'm going to call this a short show today.
Yeah, it looks like nobody wants to be here today.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Rodney Bell has one going on right now too.
Does he? Okay. All right, everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again later today.